Ooh, my first mistake was.
No, y'all first mistake was thinking Kamala Harris can beat Trump. This is the typical liberal talking point. No matter of fact, no. This is the liberal mindset when Trump won
Ooh, my first mistake was.
for voting for Kamala Harris. I gotta keep trolling y'all. I'm gonna troll y'all until the end of December. But anywho, let's go. What's up? Welcome to another episode of Foreign Insight Podcast with your host, Maddox, man. Like, share, subscribe, and help us get into the algorithm. Well, today, let's get into it, man. Whew. My boy said something that was very, very interesting today. I already knew that Democrats have an attack on black men. Men in general, but mainly black men. The Democrat Party attacked black men, right? And you can kind of see it during this election time, with this past election, I should say. And he brought up my boy King brought up a good analogy. And he was saying, you see what happened to black men during the Great Society Act, right? Well, LBJ, how they basically incentivized black women to be without black men via welfare system, things like that, right? So that was done by the Democratic Party. We know this. And it also separate black men from their families. This election, you got Democrats promoting the separation between black men and black women. Let me explain. So, you got people like D.L. Hughley and others that's basically gashing up black women to separate from their black man if they don't vote the same, or vice versa. So basically, if you don't vote Democrat or vote for Kamala Harris, then they should break up with you or shouldn't deal with you. You have black women out there that called on his show saying that they broke up with their husbands or boyfriends because they voted for Trump. I can never date a Trump supporter. What? So watch this. You can date a Trump supporter, but then you could date a gangster, someone who actually unalived black men. That's perfectly fine, though. Or rap about destruction of black women and black men. That's perfectly fine fine with that. You can advocate for that. You can support that person, but you can't support the person like Trump, who's advocating for more money in your pockets or your husband's pockets to help take care of you. Do that make any sense? So mind you, you want a man to take care of you, right? How can a man take care of you if his pockets are on flat? Under the Trump economy, a lot of our pockets was kind of healthy, including mine. I had to get a side job the minute Joe Biden came into office. Literally. I'm a designer, but literally I had to go get a side job to support my business on the side. So mind you, under the Trump administration, our pockets get fatter. You won't want that? This is what I'm talking about. My boy was correct. It's like a new Great Society Act that women are getting mad at black men who vote for Trump. What? The average left is an extreme. With that being said, man, these people you can't even talk to. They'll ask you, let's go with Kamala Harris. They'll ask you, why you voted for Trump? And you could get them all the reasons. You could say the immigration policy, the fix inflation, keep men out of women's sports and women's spaces. You know what I'm saying? Like, they would still say, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Nope, no, I don't want to hear it. Then you could ask them separately, how and why do you support Kamala Harris? They'll always say, he's not Trump. That's their reason. Oh, she's a black woman. But the minute you try to give them a reason, because men show love to women by teaching them. We like to teach. If it's a woman we love, we naturally would teach them. But the women nowadays are like this jar of rice. I can speak to you and give you knowledge. And then a stubborn woman is like this. The left, the men and the women are super intolerable. Super this way. They're the most bigoted person you could ever come across. But with that being said, let's get into Kamala Harris, right? Kamala Harris. Cam. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna play something for y'all, so y'all could kind of get what I'm about to say. Hold on one moment, because this to me is totally out of line. Check this out.
And the Harris campaign now in debt, $20 million. Lindy Lee, one member of the DNC's finance committee, says she and others were misled about the vice president's chance of winning the election. Lee says she helped raise millions for the campaign and now has to explain to donors why Harris lost. Just one example of their spending. The Harris campaign spent $450,000 a day. This was on ads displayed in Las Vegas, and now staff members and vendors are worried they may not get paid. News Nation's Kelly Meyer has been following this story and joins us live from the White House with the very latest. Kelly?
Yeah, the election may be over, but the mountain of debt from the short-lived campaign isn't going away fast enough for them. The Harris campaign trying to dig out of debt nearly a week after their resounding loss, and much of the spending was on digital media advertising, polling, and travel from state to state. According to the reports, the Harris campaign spending six figures building a set for Harris's appearance on the Call Her Daddy podcast with host Alex Cooper. A source familiar with the campaign confirming to News Nation the reporting that the Harris campaign was $20 million in the hole after November 5th. And even though the campaign took in at least $1 billion and reported $118 million in the bank as of October 16th, they're still seeing that $20 million in the hole.
That's insane. And you wonder why our economy was so bad. This is a prime example of mishandling funds.
Another big ticket price, the $15 million the Harris campaign spent on event production. That also went towards the celebrity performances leading up to the election, like that election eve rally with Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, Ricky Martin. And Harris also reportedly paid $1 million to Harpo Productions. That's owned by Oprah. Oprah, we know, did a town hall with Harris back in September and appeared with Harris at her election eve rally in Philadelphia. And one GOP strategist putting it to us this way today, saying, quote, damned if you do, damned if you don't, giving the example of John Kerry having been criticized for still having $14 million unspent after his 2004 campaign. The strategist, though, called Harris's debt, quote, egregious, and that they were panic spending in the very end. Kelly.
So, Kelly, how is the campaign trying to make up these losses now?
Well, we know that they are still fundraising despite the loss, sending out these emails you could see asking to donate to the Harris Fight Fund program. What's interesting to point out is that the donations to the Harris presidential campaign are being partially redirected toward a vote recount effort. So when you click donate, that link takes you to the Act Blue website. And the fine print suggests that the vice president's campaign might be launching a recount effort allocated to the Harris for President's recount account is where the money would go. And Donald Trump, we know, won the election with 312 electoral college votes, including in all 7 battleground states. The president-elect has since suggested Republicans might help cover the Democrats' debts, writing on Truth Social over the weekend, quote, now they are being squeezed by vendors and others. Whatever we can do to help them during this difficult period, I would strongly recommend we, as a party and for the sake of desperately needed unity, do. So no word yet if President-elect Trump has followed through on that Truth Social post. Kelly.
All right. Maybe a nice unity moment. Kelly Meyer, thank you.
So she's in debt, right? Her campaign's in debt. So that kind of give you an idea that she raised basically $1 billion in a few months, I think 3 to 4 months, or 3.5 months. She raised $1 billion, and somehow she ended up with $20 million in debt in this short term, in this short time. Wow. This right here should give you an idea of why our economy was so bad. Although it was Joe Biden's economy and her economy together, you see why. You see why. And she was already in $20 million in debt during that campaign, well, at the end of the campaign. Can you imagine how the country would have been with 4 years under her reckless spending? But then think about it. A lot of women are in debt. They go shopping a lot. Not trying to, it's a jokey joke, but it's truth to the jokey joke. A lot of women are in debt, man. Spending habits crazy, college debt. That's just a jokey joke. But my point is, you see what I'm talking about, right? And look at Trump. Trump, the guy who they call a dictator, the guy they call Hitler, the guy they call a threat to democracy, is willing to pick up and pay the debt from her campaign. Wow. But yeah, he's a bad man, right? Wow. After they tried to mess with his character. But wait, there's more. Let's see why, or a big part of why Kamala Harris is in debt.
$10 million for Beyonce to step up.
Hold on.
And I can't get over these numbers. $10 million for Beyonce to step up and back Kamala Harris publicly. $5 million for Megan Thee Stallion. $3 million for Lizzo. $1.8 million for Eminem. I mean, is that normally how it goes? You spend $20 million, you get yourself in debt to try to get a bunch of rich celebrities on stage? I'd never seen that. Maybe I'm ignorant of the fact, but wow.
Wow. So you spent all that money on celebrities and you still got smoked at the election. $10 million for Beyonce. $10 million for her to speak for basically 3 minutes. Just no performance, just speaking. Wow. That's crazy to me. And the crazy part about it is that I don't even understand how they spend so much money to end up $20 million in debt. Even on the article, newspaper ad. No, I'm bugging. Even in the news clip, I apologize. They even said that she spent over $100,000 on a podcast setting to recreate the look of a podcast. I think it's something Daddy podcast. I can't remember now because Skip Pass is not. I'm not familiar with that podcast, but it would have been more authentic to just meet up. I guess Kamala Harris couldn't meet up with a lady on because the schedule messed up, so they basically made a schedule for them to link up and recreate the setting of that lady's podcast, but I guess in different state. or different location, it would have been more authentic. You see how Shannon Sharp does his interviews? Like he have his Club Shay Shay settings, and then when he travel elsewhere, he'll probably rent like a hotel space or a lobby or a restaurant and just do the interview there. That's way cheaper and it come across way authentic. Wow. This is extremely embarrassing. This is embarrassing, man. Man, this is embarrassing. So basically, I'm not gonna keep beating this dead horse with another dead hyena. But you know what's crazy too? It's a guy who I follow on Instagram called Mr. Let Go. Sometimes we be in a comment section back and forth, agreeing, disagreeing, and I find his content entertaining. Right? Got mad respect for this man. And let's see what he had to say. Right? Because it's a little sidebar, but let's see what this man had to say.
This is a message to black women. Y'all love to get in my comment section spewing all kinds of hate because I'm making fun of how Kamala Harris literally blew $1 billion and is now $20 million in debt. Y'all are mad that she didn't win because now you can't run around getting an abortion like you can get an oil change. But there are 3 particular dysfunctional talking points that I would like to address. 1, women say, a woman birthed you. How dare you talk about Kamala? Well, how about you learn from my mom and birth your child instead of getting your 3rd abortion? 2, your mama was black. The baby you aborted was black.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
3, you hate women. Well, if over 1 million women gotten abortions in 2023, doesn't that mean you hate women? Knowing that the average baby that was aborted was female because there's more females than males. So if I hate women, you hate babies. I am here to advocate for women and children. But if women are advocating for getting rid of children, I now advocate for children of the women that are trying to get rid of said children. So if you are running around trying to extinguish our race, you are now the enemy. So I'm glad this ding-batted broad didn't win. So stop crying, go get your ass some therapy, and learn how to close your goddamn legs. And instead of advocating for abortions and female presidents, how about you start advocating for condoms?
Yo, listen, I couldn't have said that better myself. That was straight ether mode. I gotta end the episode on that.
He's black people. Oh God, all he does is criticize black guys.